Okay, the second example here, let me move everything over. Create a pedal 6/4 to extend the following 5 chords. So remember, a pedal 6 chord, we can, again, all of these chords work for any triad, and it really starts with the triad. And for this, I'm just going to do a 5 triad. At the very end of this video, I will also do a 5 going to a 5/7 and a 5/7 that's being extended through a pedal 6/4, just so you know all those options. The pedal 6/4 is the most varied and really works well on a dominant chord. So in this case, now we're in the key of E major, and in the soprano, we have scale degree 2 going to 1. So the ways that we create this one here is we simply are, we're going to do a skip step figure in here to create this chord, okay? So that just means taking my framework again, okay? And then there is my my movement here. And again, these are both going to be within the measure pedal 6/4. This one here is going to be within the measure pedal 6/4 because we have a dominant function chord that needs to resolve to 1 on the next measure. So this one is only going to be within the measure. Okay, so now I have 2, 1, 7, 8 happening here. My pedal 6/4 is going to end up being on this beat. Okay, so now let me get my bass in here. Okay, so it is simply going to be holding all the way through. Again, for most of these, the bass, the first two anyways, the bass just holds. The chord, well, the interesting thing is happening in the upper voices. Okay, so then I'm going to take one voice that's going to hold on that scale degree 5 all the way through. So scale degree 5 is this B, so I'm going to do that in my alto. Hold that scale degree 5, and now we have a B flat and an F sharp, sorry, not a B flat, a B natural and an F sharp. Okay, so B to F, we need that third of the chord. Okay, so in this case, the third of the chord is D, actually a D sharp. So in this case, I have my D completing that chord, and now I need to make sure I have either the 4th or the 6th above the bass that is missing. So in this case, we have a B here, this is an E, that's a 4th above the bass. So I need to make sure I have the 6th, and this voice can leap. So I'm leaping up there, returning down. So now I'm basically going from that D is scale degree 7. That scale degree 7 is leaping all the way up to scale degree 3, which is kind of weird. Then it's moving down to 2, and that 2 now will need to resolve to 1. Okay, so now if you'll notice here, I've created that pedal 6/4. The B to the E is a 4th above the bass. The B to the G is a 6th above the bass, and the B to the B is an octave. Okay, so now to finish this off, I would put pedal, and it's really important for all these 6/4 chords that you name what type of 6/4 chords, what type of 6/4 chord it is. Because remember, a 6/4 chord is actually a dissonant chord, and it's only allowed in certain instances. This is the 4th instance of how you can use a 6/4 chord, and this is in this pedal 6/4. So notice for a pedal 6/4, different from the neighbor 6/4, the voice is moving through the pedal 6/4 in passing motion. Okay, neighbor 6/4 is moving in a neighbor motion. Pedal 6/4, it's moving in passing motion, and it's either passing going down or passing going up. I'm going to show that to you. One other thing that you can do with this pedal 6/4 is we could add a different kind of a rhythm. So if we add a dactylic rhythm here, then we create, well, let me show you dactylic rhythm. It's a dotted quarter to an 8th. Okay, now we're creating dissonance against this beat here, right? So against that G. So the G to the F is a 7th, so we're creating a 7/6 suspension, not against the bass, but against the other chord there, and that is completely allowed, and we hear this as a suspension.